When my coaching clients ask me how to build their PT business, believe it or not, my go-to isn't more effective use of Instagram hashtags. It's not paid Facebook marketing, and neither is it, to be fair, walking the floor if you work in a commercial gym with an intent. What I typically ask you is how hard are you helping? Because I think that the majority of us can help harder. And when you go above and beyond for your clients, they turn into mini salespeople, and effectively they help build your business for you. And there's no secret out there that word of mouth is the best way to build a business. And you only do that by offering effectively an unrivaled service or product. So I thought what might be useful today is if I give you 6 ways that you can help harder. There's 168 hours in the week, and I sleep for a third of those. That leaves me with about 112 hours a week in which I'm wanting to have an effect or an influence over my client's behavior. So I know that I'm not going to be able to do that in 2 one-to-one PT sessions. So these next 6 things you can add into a product instead of a service. And I know I keep banging on about that in these videos, but it is absolutely the future of being able to help harder and command a higher price point for what you do. So number 1, offer nutritional support. And when I say nutritional support, I don't mean a meal plan. And what I'm referring to is the use of MyFitnessPal or Virtue Gym to effectively help your clients eat less calories than they burn. Because as we all know, a calorie deficit is why and how people lose weight. And if your typical client is looking to lose weight, it's just about making sure that they're in a calorie deficit. But it's about making sure that they're aware of those numbers that they're aiming for. It's making sure that they're aware of how to count their calories. And look, MyFitnessPal and Virtue Gym do a great job of that and give you visibility so you can give them regular prompts. Delivering regular and relevant communication is essential and is absolutely helping harder. And what I mean by that is potentially every fortnight, giving your client an actual phone call outside of the sessions to discuss how they've got on, how they're adhering to your plan, how they've got on with their nutrition, if there's any additional support you can offer. And that might be based on a weekly check-in form, but that half an hour, 20-minute phone call every other week potentially is absolutely helping harder because potentially your colleagues aren't doing that. Number 3 is often more than just a program. And what I mean by that is I think gone are the days of literally writing a bespoke program for a client and expecting them to be able to follow that outside of these sessions. What I mean by offering a plan is that if your belief structure is an 8-week journey or a 6-week journey or whatever your numbers are, then plan something in for that client to do every day that is activity. So if you're suggesting that on an off day you want them to do 5,000 steps, plan in where they're going to go. Obviously ask them where they'd like to go, but make that plan that kind of detail so that they've literally got something to follow when they're not with you at all times. That's a plan and not a program, and it's absolutely helping harder. And what about tracking? When it comes down to tracking, some of us are really good at that, and we take detailed notes in the sessions of how many reps they've done, how many sets they've done, rest breaks, and how long those rest breaks were, etc. But what I'm talking about here is tracking towards that client's goal. So if the client's goal is losing weight, then on a weekly basis, how much weight have I lost? How many inches or centimeters have I lost off my waist potentially? How many centimeters have I lost off my waist since I started the process? And being able to see that 2 ways. So what I mean by that is that if it's kept in your book, then it's great for you, but not so much for the client. And there are lots of apps, again, that can do that for you nowadays that will give the client and yourself absolute visibility over tracking, because don't just track it, make it visible. And being honest, when feedback is hard to offer, sometimes we tend to shy away from that, but how many times have you seen a client posting on Facebook a picture of some food that they shouldn't be eating, or an activity that they shouldn't be doing, and effectively we let them off. Having an honest, frank conversation with them about that behavior is sometimes tough, but it goes a long way, and ultimately they'll thank you for it. Don't shy away from tough conversations. Look, I'm not saying either that my clients can't have a cheat day, but if it gets out of control, then and you don't say anything, then potentially that client's not going to be with you for too much longer anyway. And then finally, number 6 is a mindset shift on your behalf. Changing your mindset from considering yourself a personal trainer to a fitness business owner allows you to be more critical over your service, how you operate, and ultimately that's how you grow. So hopefully you found some of that useful. If I can help, give me a shout. That's what I do.